The man who carries only goodness in his heart walks into a world shaped not by kindness, but by power. He believes his purity will shield him, that his honesty will inspire others, and that by doing what is right, the world will offer him what he deserves. But this is a fable told to the weak to keep them docile. In truth, the one who is only good is naked before wolves. He will be used, manipulated, and discarded, all while believing that his goodness will one day be rewarded. Yet the world rewards dominance, not decency. It bows to those who understand when to be ruthless and when to play the role of the saint. The man who is only good is predictable. He will forgive when he should strike. He will stay when he should walk away. He will speak softly when war is declared upon him. And so, those who see his nature exploited without fear. Men are not judged by their intentions, but by their effectiveness. You may mean well, but if you cannot enforce your boundaries, if you cannot defend your dignity, then your goodness becomes a weapon others turn against you. The one who cannot say no, who cannot punish betrayal, who cannot confront injustice out of fear of seeming unkind, becomes a servant to those less moral but more willing. In a world where power defines worth, being liked is not enough. Being feared, respected, envied, that is currency. Goodness alone is poverty. There is no virtue in being kind when you are incapable of cruelty. Just as a sword in the hands of a child is no cause for concern, a good man without strength is no threat to the wicked. If you cannot make others uncomfortable, if you cannot create consequences, you will always be chosen last, listened to least, and walked over the most. Men of true power know when to act with grace, but also when to strike with precision. They do not seek conflict, but they are never afraid of it, and that is why they win. To be good is not a weakness, but being only good is. Combine strength with principle. Let your kindness be a choice, not a default. Let it be a mask you wear when it serves you, not a chain that binds you. Those who possess strength but restrain it are respected. Those who only offer goodness because they have no other option are ignored, pitied, or destroyed. It is more effective to appear good than to be good at all times. In a world where perception outweighs truth, mastery lies not in purity, but in presentation. The wise man understands that image governs influence. He does not bare his soul to the public, nor does he reveal the full measure of his intent. He crafts his demeanor with care, speaking the language of virtue while moving with the strategy of a tactician. People are drawn to warmth, to charm, to the illusion of honesty, not because they truly seek virtue, but because they are comforted by it. The man who appears kind gains trust. The man who acts with strategy uses that trust to advance, protect, and dominate. To be kind all the time is to let others set the terms. It is to hand your weapons to the crowd and hope they applaud you. But the world is filled with opportunists, and kindness without control is a feast for the cunning. The one who always tells the truth is easy to predict. The one who shows his heart without armor invites betrayal. The one who tries to please all will eventually lose himself in the demands of others. There is no glory in being endlessly accommodating, only exhaustion and eventual contempt. The skilled operator wears virtue like a cloak. He smiles when it suits him, praises when it serves a purpose, and listens with eyes that calculate as much as they care. He knows that people reveal more to someone who appears gentle, but he never confuses gentleness with weakness. Behind the pleasant tone is a will of iron. Behind the agreeable nature is a mind that plots. Behind the compliment is the awareness of leverage. It is not deception, it is strategy. Just as a hunter wears camouflage, so too must the man who plays among wolves disguise his intentions. People rarely ask what lies beneath the surface. They are content with the mask, and so the wise give them one. Appear generous, appear forgiving, appear humble, but do so with purpose. Be the storm beneath the still waters, be the serpent under the rose. Do not let your enemies know you see them. Do not let your rivals hear the steel in your thoughts. Play the role until it is no longer needed. Then act. The most dangerous man in the room is not the one who roars, but the one who smiles and listens, quietly calculating how and when to strike. Mercy is a tool, not a virtue to be dispensed without judgment. The man who forgives without cost, who shows compassion at every turn, who refuses to punish betrayal out of fear of seeming cruel, invites further disloyalty. People test the boundaries of others, they observe the consequences of their actions, and when they find that mercy is given freely and without calculation, they take it not as a gift, but as a weakness to be exploited. The one who is always merciful trains others to believe they will never face retribution. He creates a world around him where disrespect grows unchecked, because no one fears the consequences of disobedience. The wise man does not show mercy out of reflex. He measures it. He considers the value of it. He asks, will this act of forgiveness strengthen my position, or will it undermine it? Will it inspire loyalty, or will it signal softness? Mercy should be like gold, rare, deliberate, and valuable. When given at the right moment, it binds people to you. It makes them see you as noble, powerful, above petty vengeance. But when given without cause or after repeated betrayal, it marks you as naive and unfit to lead. To those who crave power or advantage, endless mercy is simply permission to repeat their offenses. Punishment is not cruelty when it protects your authority. Harshness is not evil when it prevents chaos. The man who cannot bring himself to act decisively against those who wrong him will never be respected, only pitied or deceived. Even the most loyal will begin to doubt a leader who never asserts control. Even the most loyal will begin to see you as expendable if your kindness comes without teeth. There are moments where compassion must be silenced, where justice must be cold, where mercy must step aside so order can be restored. Control is not maintained through kindness alone. It is secured through fear of consequence, through the unspoken understanding that betrayal has a price. Mercy given after discipline earns gratitude. Mercy given without discipline breeds contempt. Those who follow you must know that you are capable of both punishment and forgiveness, that you are neither heartless nor spineless, that you are measured, not meek. When a man shows mercy with calculation, he becomes revered. When he shows it without strategy, he becomes a fool dressed in the robes of a saint, admired for his softness, then discarded when strength is needed most. Loyalty born from love is fragile. It depends on emotion, on mood, on the shifting tides of affection. But loyalty built on fear and respect endures. A man who seeks to be loved above all else makes himself small. He avoids conflict. He compromises too quickly. He tolerates disrespect to preserve harmony. In doing so, he weakens his position and invites defiance. People may appreciate kindness, but they obey power. They may admire virtue, but they follow strength. And when forced to choose between love and fear, they will always respect what they fear more than what they love. The one who commands respect is not always loved, but he is always obeyed. He is the one whose silence is heavier than another man's shouting. He is not cruel without purpose, but his presence carries weight. He does not need to repeat himself. He does not chase validation. He does not fear disapproval. Love is easy to gain, especially for those who please others. But respect, true respect, must be earned through boundaries, through action, through the demonstration of authority. Without it, even love becomes worthless. People are not as loyal as they claim. Their loyalty often lasts only as long as their benefit does. When that benefit fades, so too does their devotion. And if love is the only glue holding them to you, They will disappear the moment they find a more favorable situation. But if you are respected, if your authority is acknowledged, if your presence commands seriousness, they will think twice before walking away. They will weigh the cost of disobedience. They will consider the consequences of betrayal, and that fear, that calculation, that awareness of your capacity to act, that is what holds them. Do not mistake fear for hatred. The wise man does not create fear through abuse, but through consistency, through enforcing consequences, through setting standards and upholding them without hesitation. Those who fear you in the right way still serve you. They may grumble in silence, but they do not rebel. They may not always understand you, but they know where they stand with you. That certainty is power. Being loved is pleasant, but being respected is necessary. The man who chases love loses power. The man who commands respect gains loyalty. And fear, when used properly, does not create enemies. It creates order. It draws clear lines. It reminds others that your patience is not infinite and that your kindness has limits. When people fear to lose your favor, they act with caution. When they fear no consequence, they act with impunity. The world does not reward intentions. It rewards outcomes. A man may act with the purest heart, speak with honest lips, and move with selfless purpose, yet none of that matters if he fails to achieve results. The battlefield is not cleared for the noble dreamer who loses. It is cleared for the conqueror who prevails. Men are not remembered for what they meant to do, but for what they made happen. You may cry of injustice, of betrayal, of unfairness, but if your plans fall apart, if your efforts bear no fruit, you are forgotten or pitied, not honored. Too many good men believe that effort is enough, that being right in principle guarantees victory. They think that if their heart is in the right place, the world will eventually reward them. But the world does not deal in heart. It deals in force, in influence, in consequence. It listens to those who bend it to their will, not those who ask for its kindness. No one erects statues for the well-intentioned loser. No song is sung for the man who tried and failed and had nothing to show for it. Results are what grant authority. They are what inspire loyalty, fear, admiration, and envy. They are the currency of power. You may have noble goals, but if you cannot realize them, they are dreams, not strategies. Those who follow you will lose faith. Those who oppose you will grow bolder. And those who once believed in your cause will scatter, drawn towards someone who gets things done, regardless of how they do it. You must learn to judge your actions by what they produce, not what you hoped they would produce, not what you felt while doing them, but what they tangibly delivered. Sentiment is a luxury reserved for those who already sit on thrones. Until then, you must deal in effectiveness, in clarity, in the cold discipline of results. Appear compassionate if it buys influence. Appear forgiving if it strengthens your image, but never confuse appearance with outcome. People do not care how hard you tried when they need protection. They care whether you succeeded. They do not trust the man who feels deeply but acts slowly. They trust the one who gets results even if they do not like how he got them. And so, if you want power, if you want loyalty, if you want survival in a world that rewards the strong, you must train your mind to focus not on how you are seen, but on what you achieve. You were taught that goodness alone would guide you, that mercy would protect you, that love would bring loyalty, and that pure intentions would shape your destiny. But the world is not moved by your heart. It is moved by your hands. You are not respected for how kindly you suffer, but for how ruthlessly you rise. In a realm governed by power, strategy is the highest virtue. Kindness without strength is mocked. Mercy without control is exploited. Love without respect is discarded, and intentions without results are forgotten. To endure, to lead, to win, you must become more than a good man. You must become a calculating one. Appear kind, but be prepared to act with force. Offer mercy, but make it costly. Seek respect, not approval. And when the time comes, do not hesitate to abandon what feels right in favor of what works. In the end, power bends to those who understand its language. Speak it fluently.